Well, actually, I was going to do a watch along right now of the trailer, and would you be up for it?
Oh, why not?
Sure.
I planned on watching it later anyway, so yeah, why not?
Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Let's pull it up. Got a bunch of stuff actually. I guess there's a bunch of stuff. There is. Well, let's look at the Disney trailer. Let's see what that is. Okay. There we go. We got some crazy stuff to look at. Yeah.
The Disney trailer is slightly different, as I understand it.
Let me sit you down and tell you a Christmas story. A story of chance, coincidence, and luck.
Who are you?
Okay, well. So that bit where he's running over the roof, that looks brilliant, right? That looks like pure Doctor Who to me. That could be Tom Baker. All right, so that looked really good. So once you got over all the gay club shit, right? Which I'm not really into at all. There's more of that in the other trailer. This stuff is great. Yeah, that was awesome. So, Sonic Screwdriver. At first I went, well, that's shit, right? And now I'm like, I'll be open-minded to it. It's why not? Why not? Goblins. Doctor Who has always straddled the line between fantasy and science fiction. Always. And that's normally where
some people are really angry about this week, but I again, if they're angry, they're angry. If they're angry, they're going to be angry for a little while yet. Right. I agree with you. I don't really see how having goblins in Doctor Who is any different to any other. Bach, the gargoyle. I just don't know why people are angry about this.
There's so many things. There's again. I just listened to Chimes of Midnight, which is great Doctor Who, which is essentially as weird, as strange, right? It depends on what they are. What I'm thinking is Rusty Davis's plan is to place himself, put himself in the place where the J.K. Rowling used to be in the Cultural Zeitgeist.
No,
right?
I think you could be right.
I think he saw there's a gap in the market. But I think he's wrong. I think he's coming a cropper when he's finding out how small of that audience actually is. Right?
I think I've said certainly both to you privately. In my view, Russell T Davies is not as on the pulse of popular cultural opinion or the pulse of Great Britain politically as he now thinks that he is.
Yeah, or he used to be. Right in 2005. He really knew what's going on.
Yeah, he wasn't. I can say he wasn't. He's not a great political force or great political mind. Neither am I. But he was a TV visionary, and he was incredibly industrious. And a lot of the things that he had in his head were very prescient, and they were probably they'd probably been a long time coming. But we are now nearly 20 years on, and times have changed.
It isn't. I think to
Are you eating?
I am eating right now. I am. Now you threw me off. What was I going to say?
I don't know.
Goblins.
What were you saying, Dan? Hang on, you totally threw me off.
Well, Russell T Davies, J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. No,
Goblins.
It's gone.
Pixies.
Anyway, let's go back to the trailer. Totally forgot.
Gnomes.
My God.
Here comes Santa. Who's your friend?
This is...
So to me, that mostly looked good. I think, other than the huge gay dance number, which we'll see it in more detail in a second, it looked kind of fun. What do you think?
I'm the guy who didn't particularly like an earlier incarnation of the Doctor riding into a castle on the front of a tank playing a guitar. So
I love that.
I'm probably the wrong person to but I got over it. It was on screen for about 45 seconds. Nobody died. I was okay. I got over it.
I love that. I freaking love that.
So I'm sure I'll get over the sight of the Doctor in a vest having a dance at a disco.
Yeah, I said, look, we were all shocked when he snogged Grace, weren't we?
No, because I'd have done exactly the same thing. I'd have been more shocked if he hadn't, to say the truth. She was as fit as you know what. But point taken.
She was very nearly in Deep Space Nine as playing a.
She was in Deep Space Nine, but I think she didn't get the part she originally auditioned for. Did she? Played Melora.
No, but when she turned up in Deep Space Nine, that was the part she was supposed to have, but they came up with a new character for her.
Oh, bloody hell!
With a whole new character, and they cast somebody else.
I believe that. I thought that trailer was great. It was a little, if I'm honest, it was a little homogenized. It was a little, it was very kind of like a lot of trailers are now. It wasn't as distinctive as I would hope, but I thought it was a good trailer.
So here's the BBC version, which is pretty different. Yeah, it's a bit queer as folk, mate. Okay, I mean, it was okay when Doctor Who was doing Shameless. Now it's Doctor Who doing Queer as Folk. It's like, really? Whatever.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, this looks like great Doctor Who. I'm sorry. And he really is selling it to me in these clips as a Doctor. Right? So let's go look at that again. I mean, when he's going on the rooftop, fantastic. Because, this Queer as Folk, shit. Suddenly, holy shit, that looks awesome.
I'm the Doctor.
What's up there?
Goblins.
Oh, yeah?
Time travelers are great. Like, wow. Hold on tight.
Who are you?
Ooh.
I mean, that looks like it's tons of fun.
I got chills watching that.
Listen, and it's got a huge gay dance number at the beginning. And it still looks good. I know what to tell you. Ian, where are you on this?
I think it's, for me, it's beyond Doctor Who. I don't, I believe it's morally wrong to have stuff like this in kids' shows. And I believe that Russell T, together with everybody else who's into this rhetoric, is trying to groom children. So that's one of the reasons why I'm out.
You're not wrong. That's the thing. I mean, honestly, you're not in the whole. Look, living in the shadow of the Star Beast. That's really what it was. I mean, you're not wrong. And now you got the Doctor dancing in the club. I can't disagree with you, right? I don't.
Yeah, I just don't want to be part of that. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Look. Star Beast was the first Doctor Who where I wouldn't be happy with with young children, like my grandkids or my kids watching with me.
Again, I don't begrudge people that want to watch this, and No,
I'm saying, but your argument makes a lot of sense. Listen. For better or worse, I'm using my channel as the excuse to watch it either way. So I did that all through the Jodie era, and I hated every second of it. Right? Oh, Jodie was awful.
Well, with the Jodie era, I didn't watch it because it was rubbish. The scripts and everything, the whole setup of it. I didn't mind a woman doctor per se. I thought she was badly miscast.
Just her, quite frankly.
Somebody else. Yeah, but. It was just rubbish, just the logic and everything.
Every way, shape, and form, it was a failure, right?
Yeah, it was.
The best they ever got was the last one, where they got to kind of like mimic a Stephen Moffat Doctor Who, and it mostly worked as long as Jodie wasn't on screen. Like Sash Dhawan, I thought was very good, and also I like the Rasputin dance. I thought that was actually pretty good as well. Right, I thought that was a highlight of it, right? But generally speaking, it was. They never explained why his clothes changed as well, which again, it's just like, the Doctor is it's a whole different universe now.
I think
to me, it's clearly delineated pre-Capaldi and post-Capaldi. I think pre-Capaldi was Doctor Who, post-Capaldi, the time the toy maker has torn apart reality, and rebuilt it in a a bastardized fashion, right? That's where I think was going on with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a bit brokenhearted.
Listen, I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Could we have expected any better? Yes, we could have expected to be less woke, right? It could have been less like shove you in the face woke. But here, let's look at the famous Goblin song, right?
I haven't heard this. I hear it's really bad.
When I watch it as a normie,
one?
right, from a normie point of view, I would say I think this is pretty entertaining. So this kind of reminds me of the movie Labyrinth. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I think totally that's where Doctor Who lives, frankly.
Are they going to eat that baby?
What?
They're going to eat that baby? We've got
that's what they're singing about. That's what the whole song is about.
Okay.
Eating the baby.
All right.
Which, I don't know. I think it's funny.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, they're very much talking about singing about eating a baby. Okay. I don't know. That to me feels like Austin Powers kind of like, I want to eat the baby. Kind of humor. I think this is something that kids will think was really fun. I don't think this is dark and satanic.
It's no, look, it's the Brothers Grimm stuff. It's very clear what it is. I think that's why it's so
Christmassy. You might be right there. It's a very good point you're making.
Well, we're living in strange times. What you know?
We are living in strange times. I'm telling you how I describe the times we're living in many times over. This is the end of days, baby.
You keep saying that.
Fairy tales, folklore.
What has happened in the world that made you go, "Oh, Tzvi must be wrong"?
I don't know, but we.
Thank you.
No, hold on. But every era has something that brings us close to something else, and then it restarts all over again, doesn't it?
No, no. But once you're into having kids chopping their bollocks off, you are in
okay. I'll take that back.
Different territory that human race has ever been in before.
I take it back. Yeah.
Right, like no, like the generation of Sodom and Gomorrah and the flood look at us and go, "You are messed up." And if you're a Bible scholar, you will know that's bad. Dad. That's bad, Dad. They are not good people. But anyway, that being said, this was kind of fun. But okay, thinking about eating about it's just I don't know. People are getting really upset by it. To me, it just seems like silly.
People are upset by the song or the Goblins.
By the idea of them eating a baby. So it's not Oh, come on. It's a bunch of goblins thinking about it, right? You're just being silly.
This is you're absolutely right. I mean, the screenshots that I saw, a couple of days ago, before when it was first announced, my first thought, you start talking about goblins and goblin kings, my mind goes directly to Labyrinth. So, and that's what this is. This is Labyrinth. This is the Brothers Grimm. This is kind of those kind of grim, slightly dark family movies that everybody always watches at public holidays. If people are making a big deal about this, I don't really see where they're coming from.
Well, I do though. I see where they're coming from. It's not very nice.
No.
A song about
the TV schedules will be filled with movies like Labyrinth over the Christmas period.
Yeah, but Labyrinth never in that film they never wanted to eat a baby, did they?
Yeah, that's the whole
they
point.
Stole a baby.
I think you might need to go watch it again.
Did they want to eat a baby in Labyrinth? I don't remember that.
I think so. The point is this: people aren't angry about eating a baby. People are angry that it was super duper woke and crushed people's expectations and hopes. Right? That's what they're angry about.
And what's happened since Rabbi, and what I think is what's happened since Rabbi, is that people have become addicted to the outrage, addicted to being angry, and they give us this. We'll be angry about this instead. There's nothing to be angry about with this. It's silly.
You're forgetting one thing though. You're forgetting that Russell T and his writing spawned all this. So people have the right to be angry, definitely, because of what Russell T has done to Doctor Who.
Yeah, anger is a natural response. But by the same measure, I'm not going to just sit here and say it's a reasonable response and that it's got any grounds to be indulged. You're getting angry about this. I think, what else are you going to watch over Christmas?
Holder's making the point, said this is Doctor Who, not Labyrinth. I would contest that Labyrinth is tonally very, very similar to Doctor
Very
Who.
Similar indeed. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Doctor Who can be a lot of different things, but I think it's within the realms of it being Doctor Who to make it like Labyrinth, right? Absolutely is.
One of the reasons we loved it so much as children, Rabbi, is we get taken often in the very best of Doctor Who's, particularly with the classic series. Come to think of it, we get taken right to the very, very edge of what we as children would find scary or disturbing, what would prey on our minds. This is the same.
I agree with you. Anyway, so let's get, and also the song's number one, by the way, on the today.
Yeah, I saw that it was number 2. I mean, again, it takes a lot less to get a number 1 record now than it ever did before.
Really, because it's not that great. And I remember they tried to
a download or something, isn't it?
Record,
that's right,
and it failed. And also, you got Love Don't Roam. You got The Passenger. There's a bunch of them. Love Don't. I was just listening to that today. You know, it's very Christmassy. And again, this feels let's finish listening to. Okay, so watching him with the Sonic here, it makes it a lot better. I'm much more comfortable while I'm seeing. See, this feels like Doctor Who to me. This feels like a reimagining. This feels something like close to Peter Davison with more.
No, mate, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I know this doesn't mean to come across as being elitist in any way, and it's certainly not anti-American. But what I don't like is the fact that Goblin is singing in an American accent, like Christina Aguilera. I would rather she be singing in a British in a British way.
Who sang the song? You know.
Yeah,
never heard it at all. Now,
I think
who sang the song?
I don't know.
Is it someone famous? No.
What?
Is it someone famous?
So.
Right. No worries.
But it's
But you know what I'm saying? It sounds very kind of Broadway musical type, and I'd rather it sound like a panto. You know.
This is made to get American money. But again, it's still to me, from what I can tell, watching this little clip, it feels very authentically Doctor Who to me, right? I mean, even with this.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram about that feeling very transatlantic when the rest of it so far has seemed very, very British in the way that Labyrinth is very, very British. It's got Terry Jones wrote the thing, didn't he? Wrote the script. I'm right.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Terry Jones wrote the script for Labyrinth.
Was it David Bowie as a Goblin? One of the greatest performances of all time. Yeah,
I think
and also
was,
you had Jennifer Connelly.
I was 11 or 12 years old.
Jeremy Connelly. That's all I remember of that.
Okay, if you want to feel really strange, you go from watching that to watching The Hotspot, right? And then you feel
feel dirty. Yeah, a 40-year crush on Jennifer Connelly.
But you feel dirty in such a good way.
Gorgeous.
That looked pretty darn good.
Jabba the Hutt.
What?
Jabba the Hutt. It looks like a.
I mean, again, look.
The singer reminds me of Cy Snootles and the Rebo band in Return of the Jedi.
Again, this doesn't sit in the same reality as William Hartnell's Doctor Who to me, right? But that's okay. I'm intrigued to just like when I watched Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, I was intrigued. I felt it was somebody else's take on Star Trek. I didn't feel it was in the same world as Star Trek. That's what I feel about this Doctor. And I mean, look, if it's shit, then I'll say it's shit. Like, honestly, I was very underwhelmed by the specials, right? I'm hoping Shooter's going to bring real life, new life in it, because it just felt so tired to me. Right?
I thought that clip was fantastic. Almost everything about it. And I am really excited now for Christmas Day. I intended on watching that later anyway. I didn't actually think it'd be as good as that. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, they put real money into that, and it shows. Right?
Money, talent, energy, fantastic. Yeah.
Look, that's why I'm just drinking. It looks fantastic.
Sorry.
It's on for. It is an hour.
I had a mouthful of coffee when it was time for me to answer. I was like, whoa!
The Christmas one is on for an hour, isn't it?
Sorry.
It is a full hour again, isn't it?
I don't mind them having slighter, dumber plots in a special, right? But that my problem so far with the specials is they've been very throwaway, right? I mean, I think the most complex. I don't know. I think they've all been pretty simplistic, right? I think I think that's the problem with the giggle. I just wish there was more to it. If it was twice as long, it would have been twice as good, right? It really would have been. Yeah, I think they obviously spent a lot of money making Wild Blue Yonder. I don't think it was money well spent. If you have 3 episodes of an entire life of an incarnation, right, or that, which is what was they should have had a linked story somehow, right? Well, I think he wanted to bring new people in each week.
In the trailer, right, it looks like he basically she got dumped when she was a kid and he saved her or something, and then he goes into the future and sees her again. That's what it looks like. Do you think that's
something like
what happened?
that? Here, this
no idea.
Because he sees the baby in the snow or whatever, doesn't he? And he picks it up, and then
I actually have a close up of that.
And then in the future, he's dancing in the thing, and you know what I mean. So I think it's this. I think that child is Millie. It looks like the child is Millie.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's the picture. He's holding the baby, and he's crying. I think he's leaving Millie to be adopted, right?
Yes, I'm saying, yeah. So maybe,
look, this sounds like it's going to be a really interesting take on Doctor Who. I'm really interested. If it's shit, it's shit. But it's like I'm certainly not writing off.
But it seems like maybe he saved her from the Goblins before.
Maybe.
And then gave
perhaps,
she got
it's all about her being adopted.
Yeah.
They did a Q&A about it recently. But they developed this new look, right? This new little hair. Just man, they like that rainbow effect in everything they can bloody do. More rainbow.
Yeah.
Here, one sec. Here, I think I got it as a video. Was that it? Like, that was quick. Yeah, let's try that again. There you go. But actually, I think that's some more images of it. Yeah, where'd it go? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Got some. Here we go. Starts with that. Then they gives you that. But yeah, they really like that rainbow.
It's not really a rainbow. It's indigos and blues and golds. They're very in vogue color. They're in vogue colors at the moment that you see a lot. But it's not really a rainbow. I mean, if you look back to the promo stuff for
what's he got on his fingernails?
That's the Gallifreyan.
Some kind of Gallifreyan writing.
Okay.
That was one of Shuty's ideas.
Was it? Like Michael Jackson with the tape on his fingers.
Yeah, I can't see this. I can't see that lasting. They'll soon get fed up with doing that.
You know, I have to tell you, one of the jokes they teach you in Rabbi school, right, is this joke. The kid comes to you and says, "Rabbi, is God a man or a woman?" You go, "Well, he's both, my son." He said, "God, Rabbi, is God a boy or a girl?" He said, "Well, he's both, my son." Says, "Rabbi, is God Michael Jackson?" No, is God black or white? He says, "It's both, my son." Is God Michael Jackson?
That's a terrible joke. You spoilt that joke, mate.
I know. Okay, I'll make it up for you. Why did Michael Jackson like 25-year-olds?
Don't know.
Because there's 20 of them.
Oh, jeez. I need to get off the stream. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Merry Christmas, my son.
Shocking.
Listen. I'm going to tell you. Whenever I see any, like, you always have Bible-y things on over Christmas. Whenever I see any New Testament stuff, I'm always rooting for Judas Iscariot. I have to tell you, it's in the Jewish blood.
Yep.
Anyway, listen, I understand. Look, for me, this doesn't sit in the same universe as Tom Baker, Doctor Who. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. I understand if you've just been kicked in the balls relentlessly, which we all have been for the last. The last 3 weeks especially. Davros. I wanted to like the Daleks, but sadly, it was shit in my opinion. Did you watch that? The recut of the Daleks?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was great, personally.
Oh, I thought the idea was great, but I tried with watching it. It hurt my head.
No, I thought it was good. I enjoyed every moment of it.
I was really down on that. I didn't. Was not,
did
not
you?
a fan.
Oh.
What can you do? You see, that's the thing. Different people like different things, and it's okay, baby.
It was a big gamble them doing that, and I think for the most part, I think it was successful. They just need to. I think they need to either They need to rein Mark Ayres in, and I'm a fan of Mark Ayres, so I don't say this with any glee, or get another composer. I don't think. He was the one who sunk that. It wasn't the colorization, and it wasn't even the editing.
No,
it was Mark.
There was no frame in that where I went, "Oh, that was shot in color." Every frame of that seemed colorized. I wasn't sold by one.
One moment. But in my view, you're right. But I think it did look like it all belonged in its own sort of world. And once, after a few minutes, once I sort of got used to the kind of the fuzziness of it, and because a lot of the material they're working with.
What they need to do is they should use that as a template to build an AI version where you can have it like, imagine that was shot on the same budget as Doctor and the Daleks.
They might be able to do that in the future. Give it 10 years time.
Very close. They're very close. They can, especially with the template, right? Have you seen this? So fine. So Dan, you're taking the approach that you don't see it on screen ain't real, and I think you might be right.
I am I have to say, and this is no offense against your good self, I am so fed up of people sending me this by direct message, by reposting it to me, by asking me my opinion of it, and by getting really, really angry about it. Because to me, it's a massive fuss about nothing. And I've seen the clip now from the commentary. I've seen because I refused to comment on it until I saw the context of it, and now I've seen the commentary. I'm not trying to do people down for getting upset about this, because I understand why people are oversensitized, but really, the clue is when you watch the clip, it's very clear that how Russell is speaking and the direct context. And even on this,
what are you talking
sorry,
about?
I interrupted you.
What is this about?
Fine. Let me read this, and you can hear it as well. Fine. So,
maybe I should have read it.
On the Russell Davies' commentary on the episode, he said of the bi-generation. I think all the Doctors came back to life with their individual TARDIS, so they're all out there traveling in what I call a Doctorverse, says Davis. So Sylvester McCoy woke up in a drawer in the morgue in San Francisco. John Poetry woke up on the floor of his of the laboratory. Colin Baker got up and sorted the Rani out. These brain-bending possibilities come on the heels of the iPlayer spin-off series, Tales of the TARDIS, in which Sylvester McCoy told Dace, time streams are funny things. In some, I regenerate, and others I don't. It's all a matter of perspective. So Davis expanded on the idea of bi-generation is an ancient myth of the Time Lords, where instead of a new body taking over from the old body, a new body separates out from the old body, and they are both left alive. For once, we've got a happy Doctor who is no longer saving the universe. David Tennant is parked with Donna for a happy life, while the Doctor, which is always the next Doctor, is out there amongst the stars. But eventually, look, essentially, the point is that in Russell Davies' mind, there is this. You have Sylvester McCoy out there still now. You have
what you've got here on screen. What you've got here on screen. So I won't talk about the bottom paragraph because it's two different topics talking about two different things.
Right, I didn't realize.
This is why people are conflating all of this, because this is from the Telegraph, I believe. They're the ones who've typed this up, and they've done a characteristically bad job of doing it. So he's talking about two entirely different topics springing out of the same kind of episode. But looking at the top half, it's very clear to me that this is Russell T Davies' own little headcanon, a fun idea that he's musing on for just a couple of minutes. The clue is right there at the start. I think. We all have idle thoughts about Doctor Who stories when we watch them. Some of them don't involve Nicola Bryant. Some of them are stuff like this. and that is literally the fact that this guy is the showrunner of Doctor Who and not a farty like us it's neither here nor there. It's just a bloke, and this is just an idle thought that he's had, and he's talked about it in a casual conversation on a commentary, sitting down and chatting with his mates.
It wasn't a casual conversation, though. Look, the problem of it is it's diluted it's diluted the idea of canon.
No, look, it would. Look, I agree. It would if it actually happened on screen. It hasn't happened on screen.
You could argue that's what the Tales from the TARDIS are.
But in the Tales from the TARDIS, what they talk about there again is some, and I can see why they're drawing parallels with the Tales from the TARDIS stuff, which was very woolly and very silly and very airy fairy. But in that, the idea that there is a multiverse out there in the Doctor Who universe, that is something that has been spoken about before. There's parallel Doctors. We know that there's a parallel version of the Doctor that is Merlin in another universe, for example.
Right. And we know there certainly isn't one that's was it the fugitive Doctor, the Dr. Ruth? That absolutely isn't the Doctor. PD Rich points out only two of them have TARDISes. The point was when Russell says when Shooty hits it with a hammer, right? Then they all get their TARDISes.
Again, sorry, guys. I've got to go. My family's driving me crazy. I would like to stay longer, but I've really got to go. Thanks for inviting me on.
You're welcome.
I'll catch up with you soon, Dan. Catch up with you soon.
See you on Thursday for free.
All right, mate. Take it easy, guys. See you later.
Oh, wait, Ian, before you go.
What? Yeah.
I'm planning on doing a stream about the Muppets Christmas Carol. Do you want to join that?
Oh, God, I love that. Yes.
Oh, that was wonderful. See, Disney may be pure evil, but I have that on 14.
Yeah. All right, matey. Take it easy, guys. See you later.
See you later, mate.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah, I think it's kind of like the same as Half Human on his mother's side. That was the idea during the production side, and then they brush it under the carpet as fast as possible.
Let's reframe this. If people want to get their knickers in a twist about this, I good luck to you. It's fine. I even understand. I'm not going to be one of them. To me, it is just a bloke. It's just Russell thinking, in my head, it's kind of like this. But in the actual Doctor Who universe on screen, it isn't like that. They haven't done that. My advice, I can't stop people from getting on board with that and for making of it whatever they want, whatever they choose to, whatever they feel is being promoted in them, and whatever your reaction is, go with that. I'm not going to join that bandwagon, though. For me, it's very clearly one bloke with his headcanon, sitting down, chatting with his friends and colleagues about, I think in my head, not on screen, not in reality. It's just not happened. So my advice to you as a friend, whoever you are out there, is don't waste any sleep worrying about this.
Right,
I wouldn't even waste your breath talking about it.
When I was young in the 80s, right, I went to a comic book convention, the UKCAC UK Comic Art Convention. Awesome.
I remember those, yeah.
And you used to be like hang out with the artists, and they'll do sketches for free. It was awesome, right? So they, who was it? John Higgins. He was doing me a sketch, and I was like, yeah. And so in his headcanon, there's a radar built into Judge Dredd's helmet, which is why his eyes don't line up properly. Right, and so he's basically got a HUD display in there. So everybody has their own headcanon about how things work, including the creatives. I think that works, frankly.
If Russell finds that amusing, Russell's also spoken before how he imagines in his headcanon, there have been several full-on gay relationships between regular cast members in his version of the show in his head. And he's permitted to have that for himself if he wants, and he can tell us about it. He can all laugh about it. But it's just a silly conversation. It's not worth taking seriously. And I certainly don't think he didn't intend that to be provocative in any way, to wind anybody up. And he certainly doesn't intend it on being a watchword or some big reset of the show going forward. It's just an idle conversation with some friends and colleagues on a commentary track. And my advice would be to just enjoy your Christmas and not worry about it.
I think you're probably right. Everything really depends on where it gets. Look, if he wokes it out again the way that he did Star Beast. Right.
It was looking back after 2 or 3 weeks. It was a he exploited that story, and it's sort of unforgivable in many respects.
Do you think he's freaked out about the reaction it caused?
I think he's freaked out, but I don't think he's freaked out about that. He was more freaked out about Destination Skaro. That rattled him. If you go back and watch the one show from Monday,
I watched it with you. Right, he was basically in tears on that.
He was not. He was visibly. That's the most visibly uncomfortable I have ever seen Russell T Davies on screen.
No, the most visibly uncomfortable was when he begged people to watch the giggle. Did you see that video he put out?
I did see that. Yes, I did see that. That was him working with the script. He was working with the script though. There, and he's not an actor. To be fair to him, it's
no, that he wasn't working with the script. But here, this is him knowing that
he got a list of things that he had to say. You know, when you're on the one show, they just fling you down on a sofa and ask you a couple of silly questions. And
okay. Speaking of people being asked questions. Christopher Eccleston was really asked what it would take him to come back and play the Doctor. This is how he responded with Billy Piper.
What would have to happen for that to become a reality?
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, and I'll come back. So can you arrange that?
Whoa, blimey. Actually, I can see. Have you seen that clip before?
I saw it earlier on. Yeah.
Here, I actually got the full interview. Let me.
Again, somebody sent this to me as well and asked me to look at it and to make content about it, which I may well do. But when I look at this, it's not actually Chris that I'm looking at. It's Billy's reaction to what he said.
Yes, that's what I was just going to go to.
Because the thing is, mate, Billy still works with all of those. Well, she works with Julie Gardner on I Hate Suze. That's a Bad Wolf production for Sky Atlantic. For Sky Atlantic.
Yeah, but
so these are her colleagues.
She's covered by it being Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
So look, it's Christopher Eccleston. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Or she'll get her agent to call Julie Tranter straight away afterwards.
Yeah.
Let's look at it again.
Obviously, it's the 60th anniversary of the show this year, and like I said, people would love to see you both come back at some point. But Christopher, for you, your experience was...
Only one person.
No, come on, everyone.
And that was my mother.
Guys, wouldn't you love
who's over there with the beard? Mom, you need to shave.
You'd all love to see Christopher come back as the Doctor, right? See? Now, what would have to happen for that to become a reality?
Sack Russell T Davies, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collinson, sack Julie Gardner, and I'll come back. So can you arrange that?
Did you...
Man, she looks so uncomfortable.
Naughty of him to put her in that situation in some respects, but it's a straight answer to a straight question, and I respect that.
Yeah, I think it goes on a little bit. I think.
Find it hard to be associated with the character, given?
Not at all. I love being associated with the character. Okay. Just don't like being associated with those people and the politics that went on in the first series. The first series was a mess, and it wasn't to do with me or Billy. It was to do with the people who were supposed to make it, and it was a mess. And the first series of any show, Billy did Confessions of a...
Cool girl.
You know, first series, nobody wants to know. The BBC were like, we're going to keep a big distance from this. And then as soon as it was a success, they were all up close going, I was responsible for that, but they were all like, at a distance, like this is a folly, Eccleston's folly, Piper's folly, Russell T Davies's folly. And then when it worked, suddenly, oh yeah, I worked on that. They wouldn't come anywhere near us. And then they jump on the bandwagon. Those kind of politics, I'm not very good at handling. I can't swallow that shit.
Wow. I mean, like, He's really laying on the line, isn't he?
It's I tell you what, it's Chris has said he said some pretty ridiculous things in the last couple of years as well. But that is obviously it's completely based. It's totally in his own words. You can't but respect a man who speaks from the heart, speaks from experience, speaks with respect. I don't think any of that's disrespectful, but it's pulling no punches. He's very, very clear about who he has not beef with, but who he won't work with again, and precisely why. And none of us were there. Billy was.
Right.
Billy's not. Billy, when he starts talking about that, her body language changes completely. She totally agrees with everything he is saying.
Okay, this is somewhat concerning over. So this is, I think, going to be the inspiration for Millie Gibson meeting the Doctor, and it's like Russell Davis's experience of meeting his husband. The Doctor writer Russell Davis has answered the question he is most frequently asked: what would he travel to? What time would he travel to in the TARDIS? Since the death of his husband Andrew Smith last year, he knows he will go back to the moment at 1:50 a.m. on 12th April 1998 when he first laid eyes on his future life partner in a Manchester club. So that's what the shooty dance sequence, I think, is calling back to, which is very gay, right? I would go back to the club and be a bystander. We caught eyes. What a magical moment. The world creator of dramas, a queer folk in a very British scandal, tells Lauren Laverne if he is removed on a fictional desert island disc on Sunday morning. So with that, here, the scenes we've seen of the trailer, like the first trailer, I think, where is it? That's a Taylor. Here we go. Right, so this feels very inspired by that, right? And I don't think it really works for Doctor Who.
Merry Christmas.
This works for Doctor Who, though.
I'm the Doctor.
See, again, that to me feels authoritative like the Doctor.
What's up there?
Goblins.
Hiya.
Time travelers are great. Like, wow. Hold on tight.
Who are you?
So to me, that looks very Doctor Who-y, right? But also very, very gay. I mean, again, that's the paradox of the new era, right? Very, very gay, very Doctor Who-y, right? It's a strange combination, right? It is. It is what I would describe as strange combination. Fine, what's the next? So let's have a look at. But he's doing the traditional Doctor Who things right now, which is lighting the Christmas lights, which I like him doing. Right, I like that Doctor Who does that. Right, that's the sort of thing that I go, oh, you know, I feel it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So let's have a look at that. Doink. Here we go. So this is, I believe, also the premiere for their episode, isn't it? Church on Ruby Road. They just, I mean, they're wearing the same outfit, so one can only assume. I say those Christmas lights are somewhat unimpressive, though.
Tonight is a chance to show it at last. That's what's exciting.
Doctor Who is just a perfect show for Christmas. It's a family show.
It's so nostalgic.
It's so nostalgic.
I mean, I hope it is, right? But like, I hope it's not a family show where you show you get cobbing off in the unisex bathroom in a gay club, right? I'd like that's not fam. I mean, yeah, members of families do that, but that's not family fare.
Absolute magic, something you've never ever seen of the Doctor before.
Finally.
But that has not been true as yet. Again, everything we've seen in specials has been very tired and just very past the sell by date. This stuff, I think just sounds more exciting to me, frankly. Right? It really does. It sounds genuinely more exciting.
It's here, Shooty's here, Millie's here, the Goblins are here. It's going to be fun.
I think he's going to do great. You heard it here.
Neither was still married to Brian May. Always thought that was a bit weird. I was like, really? Oh, look, famous women get together. It feels Doctor Who-y to me, right? It does feel Doctor Who. Although it's not going down too well, right? And we see this from this story over here about BBC fudging the 7-day ratings. Now, I noticed this, right? I did notice this, that they're not coming out on time. They're not coming out at the right time. So, what was it? So on Wednesday, the 13th of December. Oh, wait, no, this is right. I think no, this was on Sunday, right? Sunday or Monday. You got the 7-day ratings. It was 6.9 million, right? Which means it got a bump of what's the initial rating? 4.8, wasn't it? Something like that. I don't know. But here's it. But they're releasing it on Wednesday as opposed to Sunday to add in some more ratings. So it went from 6.9 to 7.14. Right. This is for Wild Blue Yonder. Right. The 7-day consolidated ratings for Wild Blue Yonder were due out on Sunday the 10th. On Monday, Doctor Who Guide published the consolidated ratings of 6.9. However, it wasn't until Wednesday the 13th that the BBC officially released a number as 7.14, adding another 240,000 views to get over the limp 7 million mark, making this an 11-day number. Are the BBC lying about the 7-day consolidation, or did Doctor Who arbitrarily pick up 6.9 million randomly out of thin air? I don't know. We don't know. We don't. That's the answer. I think there's shenanigans. I've always thought there's shenanigans going on with these, right? I always have done. I think it's going to be hard for it to get the giggle to get over 7, frankly, on catch up. I was surprised it went down. But, again, look, I think this is, I don't think it's working out the way they thought it would. Frankly, I don't think it's going down very well. Right, which again I put down to Russell being infected by the woke mind virus. Right, that's really the bottom line. Right, if you're infected by the woke mind virus, you're infected by the woke mind virus. There's not much more you can do about it. Fine. So this was from July 2022. Okay, a leak that came out, and you see it's 100% on the money. Potential leaked dialogue for 6th anniversary. Spoilers below. So I remember seeing this again. Oh, piss off! This can't be real, right? And it turned to be 100% accurate. Hey, watch this! Watch this! Stand back! Stand back! Says Shooty. Shooty. Something. For what? We won the game. You get a prize, honey. I hate that. Call it honey. And this, he raises the mallet over the shoulder. Is mine. He swings the mallet, hits the TARDIS. Something happens completely, probably to be added in post. Catherine Tate says, "This is completely nuts." That's exactly the dialogue, right? So that was a year early, right? That spoiler. So they're not always wrong, right? They're not always wrong. Be aware. Fine. So So this is the second time it's surfaced. Season 14 and 15 info. It was posted 11 months ago, right? So under Doctor Who News, fine. So it's back a year later. This is a burner account for obvious reasons. I won't say what I do, but I work for Disney, not BBC, and Bad Wolf. So I only vaguely know the overarching plans, not specifics. The 15th Doctor's first season will be called Season 1. Well, that turned out to be true. And intended to give viewers a new jumping on point. Again, that turned out to be true. And again, I remember seeing this a while ago, right? A year, as it turns out. The companion Ruby Sunday will have a boyfriend who romantically falls for the Doctor gradually over the next 2 seasons. It's planned the Doctor only reciprocate through flirting for now, but it might develop further if received well. Fuck me. Don't say received well as the crazes on Twitter, because then we're fucked. The reason I've heard this, the reason I've heard given for this is Ross David wants to avoid the classic female companion falling for the Doctor whilst the boyfriend gets pushed aside. He wants a love interest to keep an element of romantic drama, though. Yeah, look, I'm dating Billy Gibson, and all of a sudden I want to fuck Judy Gatwa. No. Disney see this as being controversial as the romantic Doctor plotline has been used a lot. Yeah. Look, you can't rule that out, can you? You genuinely can't rule that out, right? So this is the kind of like vibe he's going for. And here's the thing. Russell T Davies is determined to make the Doctor a feel-good show in a tough world. But if you don't understand why the world's tough, you're not going to feel good, right? You got Russell, mate. And I think everybody liked Russell. Here is your medicine you need to be able to become sane again. You need to go and look in the mirror every day and say, I was wrong about Donald Trump. He was a fantastic president. We had the best economy of our lives and world peace. I was wrong about Donald. Say that over and over again to yourself, right? You need to keep repeating that. I was wrong about you were wrong about Donald Trump, right? You were wrong about Donald Trump. And if you can accept that, then you can work out how to help the rough world. If you want to say, oh, the world's so rough because it's full of racists, because they think making Davros into a boring character in suit, is somehow right. You're a moron, mate. I'm sorry. You got to get your head out your ass. Next episode features Judy Gatwa and Millie Gibson will air on Christmas Day. Where we go? Who was that? Maggie Smith? Rossi Davis described the new series Doctor Who as a lovely big hug from your friend. It sounds very gay, and is determined to retain a terrible things happen. Determined to retain as terrible things happen all around the world. Doctor Who showrunner has been behind the 2005 revival, a long-running series premiered on the BFI South Bank, along with Judy Gatwa and Millie. What is this shit? Get away from me. Blah, blah, blah. The premiere comes after the trio of 60th anniversary episodes aired and collapsed and burned, essentially. Right? With Catherine Tate and David Tennant's Catherine Tate, Donna Noble, and he's getting a special on Christmas Day. It's a feel-good show, and I'm very determined to keep it that way because it's a tough world. Well, again, look, the Starbeast didn't make people feel good. They make people go fuck off. I don't want to be lectured at by some dumb, out of touch cunt. Right? That's the reaction people had to it. Right? Not only there, but there are terrible things as well. But we're told about them constantly. It's 24/7 news coverage. Well, look. One of the terrible things going on in the world is how children are encouraged to have body dysmorphia, and encouraged to have medically alter themselves to make themselves infertile. Right? That's one of the bad ways, right? That they're destroying, that they're doing things bad for the world. Right? It's one of the many bad ways. It worries me that children see this. Certainly, in my own point of view, generally, that the levels of mental health amongst young people, and you, Russell, is a scary thing these days. So, if we can put a show out that into the world that makes you smile, that is a warm hope. Well, again, if you're making a warm hope for a mentally ill 3% of the population, then you might not get what you want. All right, that's an hour of joy once a week. Many hours of joy if you want to go through back the archive. That's no bad thing. I wonder if Disney Plus is getting that archive, right? I have no idea. Davis, who said that he continued to be a faithful viewer, so even when they departed in 2009, a lot of dramas telling you how bad the world is at the moment. Well, that's what you. I mean, look. If you see years and years, that was you being completely insane, right? I've done a few of those myself, and they're very good, and we need those dramas. But we also need the opposite. So again, maybe he won't be banging on about his insane trans shit 24/7. We also need something we can have a laugh as two characters. Whoop. In the lead, who are your friends? And that's what I want, a big, lovely hug from your friend. Oh, I was not a big, lovely gay hug. Don't make it a big, lovely gay hug. I don't want it to be a big, lovely gay hug, right? Yeah, I'm not up for that, right? I am not up for a big, lovely gay hug. So again, more criticism, right? So saying why Doctor Who's regeneration test isn't a disservice to Shooting Gap. Well, that they wrote an article saying it isn't means it is. Could David Tennant be back again? Of course he could be back again. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet! Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop.